Welcome, nation. It's been a very chatty week in the group chat. It's been a lot of you're in the league, you're out of the league, who's in the league, 16 teams, 18 teams.
You're fired, you're not
Where's
fired.
Sin? It's been a roller coaster ride all season, and it hasn't stopped yet. We have to recap our round 1 matchups, look at round 2 matchups, talk a little Xmas Bowl, talk a little one-on-one with Commish and former co-Commish, and it's going to be a fun show. Let's get right down to it.
We begin with very close and anticipated playoff matchup. Looking to repeat, the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Fontanella, defeats a... Man, do we even want to bring this kid up right now? After the performance he showed, Dan Coster, not a coincidence he isn't here tonight. Are you surprised he barely put up a fight?
Well, let me just say this. Dan Coster has not missed a weekly report filming since we started these videos last year. Weird, the first time he's knocks out of the playoffs, boom, can't make it tonight. It's a little shocking. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't show his face a little bit tonight like a man. That being said, let's get right down to the matchup. I blew out Mamba 123.8 to 70.4. Melvin exits after just 3 carries. It's a very lucky break for me. Still would not have made a difference.
It lucky?
It was very
50 points.
It was a very lucky break for me, and still would have made a difference. But at the time, it looked huge. Please let me finish.
Right.
I'm gonna rattle off the stats, and then you can speak, please. MVP was Graham Gano, had 17 points,
and one of the low key greatest pickups I've seen in a long time. To pick up a kicker, and for him to drop
17?
17?
I think it was 17.
Opposed to Hauschka's how many?
Hauschka had 3.
I would have never done it. So
you know what?
That's where the gurus come to play.
Shows I got some stones up in there.
Yeah.
Studs were Kenny Dixon put up 18 on Monday night. I mean, at that point, it was such a lost cause for Mamba anyway.
Dixon was playing for draft stock next year.
Jeremy Hill 22 against the hapless Browns. TY 22, Shady 20. I mean, it was just 20s all over the
DeAndre
board.
even showed up.
Duds.
No, he didn't.
He didn't? Or was it last week?
You're duds.
That was maybe last week.
I'm rolling into duds, please.
Hey, man.
Your duds were DeAndre Hopkins, 4 points. I am totally done with him. I'm tired of the whole play your studs. To me, he is no longer a stud. It's not even his fault. It's that loser fucking Osweiler's fault. Duds were Eli Manning, CJ. Coming into this matchup, Mamba was raving about his tight ends.
He raves about everybody.
He was raving about C.J. Fedorowicz and Cameron Brate, his 2 tight end duo. He was expecting, I think he said 25 out of them combined.
Doesn't matter.
Puts up 11 combined. Not a great week for Mamba. He gets blown out of the water. Any thoughts here, gentlemen?
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to start with C.J. Fedorowicz should not be starting. I mean, his quarterback's Osweiler, and I did like Brate this week as well, so I'll give him the pass on that one. But if you look at his bench, he had Sammy Watkins. I know that's a tough play with him coming back for injury, but I think you got to trust your studs in that sense.
You got to say, it was a tough break for Melvin.
Absolutely, but he lost by 90, so it doesn't matter. Moving on from this, I like to bring something up. He picked up Atlanta's defense for $28 and then did not play them. What the hell is that about?
I'll tell you exactly what that was about. That was over planning ahead. He had stashed them for this week.
This week versus the Niners.
Yep.
The Lions were a good play this week, but they played the Rams. I mean,
the Rams.
We're talking about a guy in Dan Coster who drafted
1 point I'd like to bring up.
Who drafted Duke Johnson to play him in Week 8. That's the type of guy Dan Coster is. He overthinks everything.
He played Duke Johnson 1 time this year. I'll get to Mamba soon.
5th round pick, I think he was.
I'm just a little sick about talking about Mamba, the self-proclaimed guru that has never won anything. But moving on from that, Fontanella, I'd like to ask you a question.
Hit me.
You're in the biggest game of your life, I would say, right now.
Absolutely.
You're looking to go to the finals for a 3rd time, which you just don't see happen in the modern era. I'd like to ask you, you need everybody to pull through this week in order to beat Don Bove, who might have the best team we've seen in a 14-team league, really ever.
Ever.
Thanks to everyone passing on Le'Veon Bell.
And the likes of Ezekiel. Keep going.
I don't know if you play. What's the deal with Hopkins this week? Do you play him?
Well, first of all, like you said, all hands on deck. I haven't been to work this week. My family hasn't went to work this week. Mom and Dad literally just camping out with me. You think I'm kidding? It's been a very stressful week. Order takeout every night. It's just I've been nervously eating my feelings away. Talk about Chinese takeout. I mean, we had anything.
Chinese or
Papa John's.
Where's it go to? Chinese.
I go to Panda Ling Ling. But it's been a tough week. That being said, DeAndre Hopkins, not even his fault. It's been a very tough year for him.
Do you start him though?
I'm not starting him. Rashard Matthews. Rashard Matthews.
You're not starting Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins not starting. He's already gotten the call for me.
Wow.
Hasn't been to practice the last few days.
Can you believe that?
And
now, what was the trade you made for Hopkins earlier in the
year?
I
made for Hopkins earlier in the year was Demaryius Thomas and the LeGarrette Blount.
You don't make that trade.
If I don't make that trade, if I don't make that trade, I'm feeling very good about this matchup right here with Dom. That being said, I did make that trade, and Hopkins has been a total bust. That being said, I'd like a little credit for the fact that I've overcome playing him and his shitty games week after week and still coming out. Hopkins has been a bust. Still, I like him in the future, but just not a good year for him. You got a question for me, Didino? Stop texting, being very rude on this here.
That was my question, the Hopkins question. I was looking at your lineup earlier in the week, and I said to myself, this man can't start Hopkins. Who are they playing this week, Houston? They got...
I don't even know. I'm not even... Oh, they're playing Jacksonville, and the very underrated... very underrated cornerback.
No thanks. But how killer would it be if Hopkins shows up?
If Hopkins shows up this week, I'm not even going to feel bad. He's had many chances.
This is a man you've given everything. You've let him sleep in your
house.
Given
everything to him.
You've opened your door to this man.
He knocks on my door at midnight. He goes, where am I going to sleep? I said, I got the bed. You can take my bed. I'm going to sleep on the cold floor tonight. I'm done with that. Rashard Matthews gets the bed now if he ever knocks on my door.
Now, that's a terrible boy.
Thanks. Appreciate
the
insight. Let's move on to the next matchup. I don't want to hear it. You're gonna put too many ideas in my head. And
I'm gonna have Marcus Peters on him in Kansas City in a snowy, cold, rainy, run-heavy game.
Is it gonna be snowy?
Snowy, rainy.
DeAndre, lace up. DeAndre, lace up. DeAndre's on.
Thielens in the free agent.
DeAndre's on standby. We'll talk later in the week. For right now, tentatively, DeAndre is not getting started in my line. Let's move on to the next matchup. This was the absolute weakest round one matchup. Porch, agreed?
Both of these teams have not been impressive down the stretch. I would agree.
We both said this was going to be a low-scoring affair, and it did not disappoint. Deep Nuts wins 89 to 85.1. Very, very low-scoring affair. Yeah. Riddick and Julio did not play. Yeah. Very, 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 very tough break for Jacobs.
Let me tell you something. You can say tough break. All of a sudden, Dylan Jacobs puts Julio Jones in the flex. All of a sudden, Julio doesn't want to play through an injury.
Interesting.
I don't know.
And did you see he had Julio in his wide receiver 1 after we had this video, which shows you Jacobs is a total checker of this league. He's a fan of the show. We know that. We know he watches, unlike some people.
He's a good kid. He just choked the big one in the end.
Now, Julio doesn't play. Very tough. I mean, Julio's always injured.
If he starts Hogan or...
Can you please let me finish? I got notes here that will attest to that. Your studs were DeMarco off his bye. Said that was going to be a good play.
15 points is a studly performance now.
DeMarco.
Fun fact, since I traded for DeMarco Murray, he's had his 3 worst weeks.
DeMarco Murray, absolute stud off the bye. Eifert 19. DT and Devontae Adams, huge weeks for Jacobs. Still wasn't enough. Play of the week was Malcolm Mitchell.
Love Malcolm
Mitchell. Not a sexy name at all. Puts up 12 points.
Sexy name to me.
Puts up 12 points when he needed it most. Got tackled at the 1. Could have made this game a little bit farther, a little bit less close than it actually was. Sports fails to plug in the correct wide receiver to replace Julio. He would have won if he starts Cameron Meredith or Hogan over Shepard.
Dropped James White, he would have won.
Drops James White, he would have won. Deep sneaks out a win, and I'll quote him, survive in advance. He knows he's getting gay win after gay win. No fucks are given. He's moving on.
See, I'll disagree with you there. I play to my strengths.
What are your strengths?
I realize that, looking at Sports' team, he's going to put up anywhere from 80 to 90 points, so there. being I throw out a balanced lineup that I believe can get me from the 95 to 100-point mark in order to win the game. You play to your strengths. Deef Nuts likes to play defense, and that's what we did here. And
you know what? A win is a win.
Yeah.
We
I had no quarterback. I mean, what do you want me to do when both my quarterbacks are dropping 6 points?
This just shows you that
Deef Nuts wins games.
This just shows you that when the playoffs come around, only a certain type of breed survives in the playoffs.
And I'd like to go back to my emotional Monday night. It was a very emotional night.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you even remember it?
Oh man, it was a long night. I was nervous all day long. It was a stressful week with finals and whatnot. But you know, a ritual I like to do before the Monday night games is take a nice hot shower, and
or that's what your average human being likes to do is take a hot shower.
A hot shower before the game started. In that shower, I just did my Tebow pose.
Oh God!
I went into my Tebow pose.
That's so
I'm getting
dated.
really bad fucking visuals right now.
Butt naked for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I just talked to the man upstairs, and I said, "This game will decide my well-being for the next months or so." And he helped me out.
He delivered.
He delivered, and I'm thankful for that. And I want to thank God and my loved ones and my family and my friends. And I want to thank God.
And all you gotta say
Couldn't have
is,
done it without him.
we'll see you next week.
And I will continue to do the Tebow.
It's a big. We'll get to it when we talk about the matchup, but a huge difference in opponent taking on the lowly scoring Dylan Jacobs to
I'm not
top
afraid
5
of
team in
Goodman.
Goodman. It's gonna be a big challenge.
Mr. Dino's not afraid of Goodman. I would be afraid of Goodman a little bit.
We'll get
Well,
to
you have a.
let's save this for the matchup.
I'd be afraid of Goodman. Well, let's
Explain to me why.
let's roll right into the next matchup. We'll speak about the previews later. Real Young Gun versus Coach Jim himself. 104.2 to 90.5. Coach Jim pulls out the win. MVP with Carlos Hyde. Brady and Tyreek Hill were just not enough to overtake the coach. Studs were Brady 28, Hill 20. Hyde had 27, Gurley had 15. And duds, Freeman and Ingram each had 3 points. And
What did I say? I said they needed
Jimmy
to go off a second
Graham.
more chance.
Wow, I spelled Graham, G-R-A-M. I did. Jimmy Graham had 2 points. Zach gets absolutely no production out of his RB1, RB2 slots. Jordan Reed had 1.5 points. Still doesn't know what field he's playing on. He's so concussed. Way too much inconsistency all season out of Zach's running backs. Bilal Powell drops a 33
what the fuck is that? Jesus
cheeseburger.
Christ.
33
Bilal
cheeseburger
freaking Powell.
on the bench. I can't blame Zach though. I mean, who would have seen that coming?
I mean,
Bilal Powell starts 33 points.
Forte got hurt. Whoa, look at Hauschka rocking a different color cleats. You let him wear those?
I bought those on
Fucking-
Amazon and had
Fucking-
them
they
one
look
day
like
shipped.
highlighter pens. It's
But I
terrible.
put my order in the other day for the Xmas Bowl. Now
Fucking evil.
I'm not gonna blame Zach
I
for
got
not.
Goffkin picked off for his
Can we
play.
focus here just a little bit? I'm not going to blame Zach for not starting Bilal Powell.
No.
The game before, Bilal Powell had 0.3 points.
Just, there's nothing wrong with benching Bilal Powell. It is what it is.
Forte
Forte
got hurt. I mean,
it's not,
why
you know.
are we even talking about this? Nobody would have played Powell. Oh, maybe Forte will get hurt, so I'll play Powell over Ingram. I'll
Listen.
play Powell. Why do you bring up these points?
Listen, Goodman had the names, and he won a game he should have won. Goodman rarely does that. I'm happy for him.
I-
Finally wins a playoff game.
I didn't see that coming, personally. A little surprised. I thought Zach was going to win. I thought Goodman folds under the pressure like usual. Pulls one out.
Pick 6.
Survives another week.
Oh!
Wasn't even close.
Got tipped.
Lance Kendrick's got hands. Survives another week.
Was Kendricks ever a team font?
Let's move on to the previews.
Maybe the biggest matchup in Guru Nation history. We have LIP versus Team Fontanella. First of all, I'd like to say Don Bove manages to annoy me each week more and more. This guy has one good year, and he thinks he's Bill Belichick, counting everyone's wins, counting everyone's losses,
Right.
not even counting the 2 or 3 seasons we had before he was in
Right.
the league. To me, those stats mean nothing, Dom. Congratulations. You finally had a good year. It was about time. I don't know if you've ever made it far into the playoffs.
He actually lost the Guru Bowl to Dennis.
I'd rather
Haskins
have
not too long ago.
I'd rather have Mary Bo
Way
herself
back.
in this league.
I'd
than
rather
Dom.
have Mary Bove in this league. Absolutely, that's no questions asked.
That's a little. Yeah, there you go.
But what I must say about Dom is he has a very good team, starting from top to bottom. He's got matchup proofs everywhere, and Elliott and Bell. One thing you do have to like about this matchup, Fon, is he does have some difficult matchups. Michael Thomas at Arizona, Edelman at Denver. If you could ever have a tough matchup for Zeke versus Tampa, who's been playing well. Big Ben in Cincinnati. Cincinnati always
Snowy?
plays them tough.
Could be
A
snowy.
snowy Cincinnati. Everything's setting up for Font to win this game, but I think he folds under pressure. I think Rashard Matthews drops 2.7 points. I think Jeremy Hill drops 3.3 points. And I think Dom Bove wins a high-scoring affair along the lines of 130 to 110.
Let's get this something straight right here. Whoever wins this matchup wins the league. Bottom line.
Why?
Because I just gotta say, must be nice coasting your way over there in the other bracket, because I've had to go through Mamba.
Mamba scored
And
70
Yeah,
points.
Mama did nothing, dude.
70
All
points.
right.
You had to go through the worst team.
And I
You
gotta go.
played
And I gotta
these-
go through the Dom.
And you've self-proclaimed, you've said all year long, you're going to beat Dom, you don't like Dom.
And what did I do 2 weeks ago?
In the most meaningless
you beat him-
game
you
for
beat
Dom
him-
ever.
You beat him in a game where
You
win
were
or
in,
lose, you were making
Dom
it.
was in, it was the most meaningless
It's gonna
big
be
game
a
ever.
great game. Whoever wins this game wins the championship.
That's
Period.
not too bold.
Period.
It's really not
And
too
really
bold.
How is that not too
very
bold?
Listen,
Look, you just made it.
Because
You just said, you just...
we have the two highest. We have two out of the people that are left. We have the two highest points for.
So that's why it's not that bold.
I think Goodman has more.
Oh
Goodman has more.
shit!
Listen,
Well,
Goodman is the sleeper, but
I mean,
you gotta
Fonzie,
get
you
that playoff
start
consistency.
Jeremy Hill
Jeremy Hill had 20
versus
points.
the
for me.
Browns.
20 points.
Jeremy Hill.
20 points.
Let's
Rashard
take a closer look at these
Matthews.
lineups here.
You still go at
You gotta
Cam.
fully pick.
My X factor this week. I need Shady to legit put up 35 points.
And he very well could versus Cleveland. That's one of the greatest matchups you can hope for.
And it's going to come down, very well could come down to Cam Newton on Monday night, and he has Greg Olsen.
Oh, man, that's going to be a tough one
Talk
to
about
swallow.
nail biting.
Now, if that was the situation, do you get a typical pregame prayer by
PGP?
Fontanella? We know you had the Emmanuel Sanders
Emmanuel
episode. If you'd like to bring that up again, we
I
know
don't want to bring that up again.
that video is still
If I can
viral in 4 countries.
if I am so lucky to survive this week,
How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
honestly, about a 5.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel decent. Don't feel great. I think after Bell exploded last week for 50,
Can't do it again.
not
can
doing
you?
it again. Could he? Maybe.
He dropped
That's a
50.
bad
Jesus
spot.
fucking Christ.
Bottom line is, it's gonna be a good game. I'm picking myself to win. Mike, you're picking me to lose. Porch, who you got to win?
You know what? Before this
That's a
video,
terrible spot.
that is a bad spot. Before this video, I was leaning toward Font. You know, Font beat him last week.
Just look at both
He's
teams.
been, that's the problem. Now I'm
I got
looking
a
at the
pretty good
roster.
team,
you know.
too.
Zeke. Okay, compare the teams. Quarterback 1, he wins.
How?
Cam sucks this
I like
year.
This
I like
week.
Ben more. I
This
like Ben.
week.
I like
This
Ben more.
week,
I like
Cam
Ben more than
at Washington.
Okay, okay, ready? Kelsey better than Olsen. Ty better than Fitz.
Like,
Rashard Matthews better than.
Rashard Matthews.
wow. No, Jules. I take Jules over Rashard. Kelsey. I like Kelsey over Greg Olsen.
Edelman's
Kelsey's
a good
gonna be
matchup
good.
against Denver.
You know,
What the
was-
fuck are you saying?
He's gonna be. That's a good
You know
matchup.
who their corners are?
you know
Yeah,
who
and
Tom
he plays
Brady
the
is?
slot.
You know who Tom Brady is, man? Brady don't give a fuck.
You know who the slot cornerback on Denver is?
It's gonna be a great
3,
matchup. Dom,
2,
Uh,
1.
Listen,
who is it?
Courtney Roby.
You didn't give me a chance to
you know,
answer.
classic case of, Font's guys that he depends on is going to have to show up. We know what Dom brings to the table.
Great
Is this going to be one of those weeks where Dom's guys don't do what they normally do?
You're
Font,
starting the
you know.
Cardinals D versus Saints.
That could be a shootout or a
Let's-
interesting.
Let's move on to the next matchup because I can't handle any more of these these shots. No
Show us what you got, Font.
I wonder where the camera's
Beef's
going to be for this
nuts.
one.
Russell Wilson, terrible
Move it
play.
closer to your face.
Oh, God. I can always zoom in post. Oh my goodness.
Deef's
Color is gonna be crazy.
Deef's nuts. Russell Wilson, terrible play on Thursday night. Frigid Seattle. Coming off a 5-interception game. Genius. What a play. Way to go. DeMarco Murray at Kansas City. Don't love it. Jerick McKinnon.
Do you want me to sit Murray?
Jerick
You want me to
McKinnon.
sit Murray? Would you like me to sit Murray?
Jerick McKinnon.
The leakiest of Indy
Jerick
defenses.
McKinnon. I'd rather fucking play Ronnie Hillman, honestly.
I
Antonio.
bet you a friendly $5 that McKinnon gets more points than Hill.
Antonio Brown. Welcome, Pac-Man Jones. Puts up about 12 points.
Jesus Christ.
Tyrell Williams. Just been waiting for this guy to pull a hamstring. I got a bad feeling about it this week. Eifert, great play. Robbie
You
Anderson.
started Robbie
I
Anderson?
don't know yet.
Robbie.
Ooh, I like it.
I like
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Bank Security Anderson. Seriously? Robbie 5-cent deposit. I'm gonna go collect bottles Anderson.
Undrafted free agent makes his start in the conference
Hey,
finals.
men starts Rex.
Moving
Burkhead
over,
last week
Coach
against the-
Jim. Andrew Luck gonna be peppering.
Terrible matchup.
Andrew Luck, bad matchup. Will be peppering Ty. Not worried about it.
Graham.
They're coming. Oh no.
Carlos,
Ooh.
guys. Carlos Hyde. Love his matchup against Atlanta. Jordan Howard, love his matchup against Green Bay. Mike Evans will explode on Sunday night.
Now
Amari
can I
Cooper,
say something here?
please.
Do
Amari
you
Cooper.
Ever let anybody else talk?
This is my time to speak. Amari Cooper, hate that matchup against San Diego for some reason.
Why?
Oh, I love it.
Give us a good reason why.
Because Amari Cooper always has the best matchups and never fucking produces. So I'm going
San
Amari
Diego's
Cooper.
got some shutdown corners supposedly.
Jimmy Graham, huge bounce back.
Rolls, fumble.
San Diego has one of the worst.
Jimmy Graham,
differentials.
huge-
Get in. Continue, Fawn. I'm sorry. I'm talking on the show we're all on. Continue.
Jimmy Graham, huge bounce back week. Tevin Coleman, waiting for him to explode this week.
Coleman has a big week.
I am excited for Coach Jim. Will be in his first championship or no?
He would be fighting for his first championship. I'm not sure how many playoff games he's won. This is
He'll be in his first championship. Deef Nuts will put up a lowly 74 points. And this Cinderella story, if you really want to go there. Bottom line is, Deef Nuts has gotten lucky week after week.
You gotta be lucky to be good, my friend.
Whoever said that's a loser. The bottom line is,
I mean,
the magical run ends this week. Coach Jim just shuts him up. Just shut
listen.
Dino up.
Listen, this is 2 straight weeks in a row where, David Goodman, this is the scenario where David Goodman loses it. He's got a matchup that she's salivating at.
Right.
Man, he should beat. And in the past, Goodman has come up short. Where in the Deef's nuts, Mike Dedeen,
what are
Tom's
you holding
rolls.
up a 3 for? 3 yards?
Well, when the
And he
commission,
fumbled.
He didn't fumble, you retard.
when Mike Dedino's back is against the wall, you don't expect much from him. Somehow he comes away with the victory.
I don't know who
It's
you're talking
happened
about.
before, but I think last week I hoped Goodman stars would produce. Goodman did what Goodman does. I do think he beats the commish just by the names, the firepower alone. Hopefully, for Mike's sake, Coach Jim's off.
Who do you got winning?
I got Coach Jim.
Just said.
What do you got?
I think Robbie Anderson catches 9 balls for 115 yards and a touchdown under
Yeah.
the bright lights at MetLife Stadium Saturday night.
Possibly getting
And gets 20 points and leads Deef's Nuts to 102
Bryce.
to 101 win.
Yeah, Bryce Petty's really coming into his own there. I expect Bryce Petty to just pepper Robbie Anderson for incomplete passes all day long.
Well, then I got Miami's D, so I hedged myself.
It's gonna be I got
starting the
Coach
Patriots
Jim.
D against Denver. I didn't even notice that.
Let's
And
move,
he's starting Tevin Coleman.
let's move on to what we really came here tonight for is a one-on-one with Commish and former co-commish.
It's like that could be any one of us.
That's true.
Former co-commissioner
Just call
Mike,
me Adam Silver.
former co once again cutting me off. Only took 3 seconds to do that. I'm here with co-commissioner Mike Fontanella. Mike, good evening.
Former.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just want to just bring back something real quick. I'm Adam Silver. You're David Stern. And do you recall what happens to David Stern and Adam Silver? A few years from now, David Stern will go bye-bye. And Adam Silver's turn will come.
So you're predicting you taking over the league as commissioner?
I'm predicting Silver 2020.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Honestly, you know what? Keep going. I want to see someone else over.
I could see it happening. So a few questions for you. I'd like to sit down with the co-commissioner. We're going to talk a little bit about his brief stint doing the job. How did you like the job throughout your...
Honestly, hated it.
Hated it.
Hated it. You know why I hated it? Because I'm working with somebody who is a total softie.
Softy, interesting.
Total softie, physically, mentally, everything. And the bottom line is, I thought we had something good here going. I could have been the kind of the bad. It could have been good cop, bad cop.
And this was mentioned in many texts.
The bottom line is that Dino, at the end of the day, got bullied by Durkin to stay in this league. It's at this point, I think the Dino got very lucky. I think this situation could have become a complete mess. The Dino becomes very lucky. Fish and Eyes are reuniting, which I think is a great move. I think they each manage about halfway. Like they can't fully manage a team by themselves. Half and half makes one good team possibly. I'm happy to keep TCP in this league at this point. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about TCP in this league at this point. But,
Why?
But I accept it.
Why?
TCP.
Now, I was not a big TCP fan, and let me just tell you, it's no walk through meadow working with Mr. Fontanella. This dude is, ringing on my doorbell if Kohane doesn't play somebody in a meaningless Week 13 game. And I know that he should be playing somebody, but this guy, you'd make it seem like Kohane murdered somebody the way this dude acts if somebody sits somebody.
I'm passionate,
He's passionate. It's almost a little too passionate, and I'm not
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird. I mean, you've said numerous amount of times it's your life.
It's my life.
It's your job.
How
and,
sad does that get, huh? I just need a violin, and you know what? These weekly reports eventually just going to be me playing a violin by myself.
The highlight of his weeks. Once again, going off topic, Mr. Fontanelle. He likes to ramble. That's another thing, working with him. And he's just, I don't know, do you have ADD, honestly?
Absolutely. I've actually been diagnosed with ADD.
Oh, do you have prescribed Adderall?
I'm not on Adderall. I'm on something even better, even stronger, called Prozac. Fantastic
because
stuff.
It's not doing its job, man.
Yeah, I'm going back to see my therapist soon.
You gotta just go down, sit down, and relax sometimes.
It's not impossible during the playoff run. I mean, the bottom line is, I am thinking football every second of the day. Today, literally all I thought about was Hauschka Janikowski. That's just stuff that runs through my mind all day. Can't
you
get it
think
off
you're
my
the
mind.
only one that has that run through your mind?
I don't know at this point, man. It's been we have a very interesting cast of characters in this league. A group of guys who are some guys are gurus, some guys couldn't be bothered.
And that's what you have. Look in the NFL. You have your guru coaches. You have your not so guru coaches. Not everyone's going to be a guru.
Terrible.
Why?
It's just a bad comparison.
Explain why. You think every single person's going to be a guru?
Bottom line is,
do you think every single person's going to be a guru?
My question for you.
Do you think every single person's going to be a guru?
No, but you could put in some more time. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to mention names. Now, my question for you. What went wrong with us, man? What went wrong?
Can I tell you why? And this is for everybody in the weekly report to know. I'm the commissioner of the league. I make the final decisions. No decision should be made without me being consulted. A few weeks ago on the weekly weeks ago on the weekly report, Mike Fontanella, quote, maybe you can dig this up.
I can dig it up, absolutely.
Said he talked to me, and Danny Football is back in the league next year managing.
We did talk about that.
We did not talk about this.
That's the problem. Half the time you're all slummed up in your college dorm, shooting up Adderall, doing whatever you're doing. And that's why it's frustrating to work with somebody who's battling addiction these days. It's not easy. It's not easy to work with somebody who doesn't remember what I talked to them about 5 minutes ago.
As another former co-commissioner, can I give my 2 cents here on this problem?
Sure, Porsche.
Because when I worked under Mike, it was no problems. It was very smooth ship because I knew my place. I knew that at the end of the day, the co-commish answers to the commish. They work together to solve some problems. Font, I love you. Your ego can kind of go places sometimes. At the end of the day, Mike makes the decisions, which leads me to an interesting wager, if it can be possible. You two are very confident in each other. You even said earlier, possibly one day, Font could take the reins. What if both of you make the Guru Bowl, winner becomes the new commish?
Oh man!
Truly make it the biggest Guru Bowl ever.
I'm not willing to do that.
Not willing
Unfortunately,
to do it.
I'm not willing to do that for my sanity either.
Yeah.
I think in a few years, when the medications kicked in and I'm feeling a little calmer, maybe that. Maybe then.
Fontanella is not fit to run a league.
I'm not fit.
You're not fit.
I'm not fit
physically.
mentally. I'm not fit mentally.
You're not fit physically. You're not fit mentally. Emotionally, he battles off the field issues. We don't need our commissioner.
I'm an
with
emotional
those
leader,
problems.
and it's just.
If you date back 6 years ago when the league started, we have not had many issues since then. And I'm a big fan of you don't fix something if it's not broken.
My issue I have is we and you agree. This is the only thing I have problem with the TCP situation. Me and you agree, TCP's out of the league. We announce it on the weekly report. We have you on FaceTime when we do it. Next thing you know, Durkin finds out 3 days later after the video comes out, and all of a sudden, TCP's back in the league.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me why, Mike. Please.
Durkin sent me paragraph after paragraph after paragraph pleading his reasonings for why he should be back in the league. And to me, that says something. That says he genuinely likes this league. He genuinely wants to be in this league. He made a mistake or two. Everybody does. I'm not going to blame him for that. We had a long talk the other night. There will be no more inactive players. But if you look what TCP's done, they have a ring, which only 4 teams in this league do. We talk about Mamba being some huge guru. We'll get to Mamba in a little while. You have a big segment of Mamba coming up. But TCP has a ring. They have been up and down throughout their time in Guru Nation. And after Durkin sent me paragraph on top of paragraph saying why he likes this league and why he wants to be in this league, I realized I made a mistake.
But
no, Mike Fontanella needs to act like somebody, robbed his house and killed his dog or something.
So after those death threats after those death threats, I'm gonna kill your dog. I'm gonna kill Mookie's dead. I saw text Mookie's done.
But here though, I have a question though. You say I don't necessarily take issue with it, but you say how much Chris Durkin loves this league. He sent you paragraphs. All of a sudden, he shows this much. Where was this interest?
You.
Like I've never seen the kid talk that much.
Off the field problems.
I would not have kicked TCP out at 6 and 7 with the roster they had.
But you can't sit here.
I question Durkin's truth behind that because he has not been vocal.
Now some people are just less vocal than others. Mike, he's very vocal. If you didn't know that. Myself, I'm very vocal. You have your other teams, your sportses, they stay quiet in the group chats. We're not kicking them out. Goodman's relatively quiet. You don't hear Gordon talking in the group chat much. So,
the reason I don't need Gordon talking in the group chat much is because Gordon's 11-2.
I mean,
and
when was the last time you heard from Connor Gordon?
It's been a while, man.
It's been a while. So let's kick Gordon out if they lose
I think Gordon may have liked something Font posted a week ago.
So,
bottom line is
it
all worked out, luckily, for Mike Didino. He doesn't have a total mess on his hands.
And I'm getting those Fontanella texts, you ruined everything. Good job.
Well, you know what?
The
league is over.
I
think to end this fantastic commission segment, I think we have to ask. Font's out. Who's in?
I am
Ben Hoffman.
Willing.
No.
I am willing to conduct interviews. If you're interested in being the next co-commish, shoot me a text. I'll line up an interview with you. I like to work alone, however, so I'm not guaranteeing anything.
You're interested in putting in timeless hours of intel and then him still not listening to you and still making his brash decision,
it's his league.
Go be his co-commish.
You have any complaints about this league?
Let's move on to the next segment. So Dan Costa's gotten a lot of ripping on this week. Rightfully so. Rightfully so, Jinx.
Minnesota.
And I'll quote Dan Costa.
Oh my God!
He says,
"Is that quick?"
You know what's funny? I scored 70 points, and if Melvin gets 19, which is his average,
but he didn't.
If Melvin,
what does that mean?
Can I finish
No,
sentence?
I'm not going to finish that sentence. That means nothing. What does that mean? He got hurt. I mean, if Dak Prescott didn't get 4 points and got his average, I would have had more points too. Irrelevant. Mamba, that's why you go to Nassau. Irrelevant.
Actually,
Next point.
Why Mamba
I don't want to hear that.
headed to Hofstra Pride.
Is he?
Headed to Hofstra.
Good for him.
Letting anybody in these
Bringing
days.
cancer to Hofstra.
What is your beef with Costa? He's a nice kid.
Oh, I love Costa.
You know what,
He's
we
a
can-
guru,
we can
and
go-
that's why I have a problem with him.
We can-
Gurus' egos collide.
Gurus
Me
clash.
and you clash.
We're
Me and
like
Mamba
we're like
clash.
brothers in exile.
we can
And
go
don't
back
get me
to-
wrong, Mama's a guru.
What?
But let me pull out your numbers still. You said you had a long list of.
Finish your stuff here.
All right.
Go ahead.
Dan Costa, the self-proclaimed guru. 5 seasons in the Guru Nation, 3 playoff appearances. Impressive. 3 out of 5. I'll give it to you. Myself, 4 out of 5. But who's counting? So what does Mamba do when he gets in the playoffs? Year 1, gets a first-round bye, makes the Final Four, puts up 72
Fantastic
points,
rookie year. I
and
remember that.
loses 0-1 in the playoffs. Year 2, makes the playoffs, loses in the first round, scores 75 points. 0-2 in the playoffs. Year 3, year 4, he does not make the playoffs. Year 5, this year, makes the playoffs, scores 70 points. Mamba has never scored over 75 points in a playoff game. He's 0-3 in the playoffs. 0 playoff wins in 5 years. You know who else has 0 playoff wins in 5 years?
Tell me.
Ben Hoffman. Give me Ben Hoffman over Dan Costa. I'm a huge Hoffman fan.
I want to speak about
I'm
Hoffman.
a huge Hoffman fan.
Love
I
Hoffman.
don't- I
Love
don't- I
Hoffman.
don't get it.
I love Hoffman, but it's coming. We talked about this in a previous report. Hoffman needs somebody to have on it by his side to blame when it all goes wrong.
And you gotta love that. Keeps
You
his job.
gotta love it.
Hoff's
Gotta
got a lot
love
of
it.
Jeff Fisher in him.
Hashtag job security.
Hoff's
Nevada,
got a lot of Jeff Fisher in him.
Hoff's got a lot of Jeff Fisher in him. He'll just go from place to place,
And
fooling
lose games.
people
but
that
never
he's
be
a great
fired.
coach, have the most losses ever in this league.
And which he does.
That's
and
bottom
who
line.
else? What does he share that with?
The man with 2 championships.
The man that's left the league
Well,
3 times.
amazing
paid
what a-
Kirchie $200 to get
Amazing
back
what
in.
a defeated season could do to your overall record.
Well, even with a defeated season, you're under 500. So
Now let's talk a little Christmas Bowl. Let's knock the rest of this weekly out.
All right.
Christmas
No
Bowl.
cuts.
I put in a purchase on Amazon the other night. I'm trying to get my guys fitted and all geared up.
You actually bought shit?
Get my guys
Oh my
fitted and
God.
all geared up for the big Xmas Bowl. Can we decide a date right now, please? Please.
Are we gonna do? I don't know, but I don't want to do. If we're gonna do it before Christmas, I don't want to. 3 to 4 days in advance, because I don't want to be sore moving around all day.
what do you mean?
You want to? Okay.
Christmas Day, I am posted on the couch watching football.
Well, I'm
Eating.
different. I gotta go to
Football,
like 3 different
basketball.
houses. I'm different.
Basketball.
Football, championship, Christmas Day.
Okay.
My situation is different.
What, you have to walk in the
If I'm the
car?
only one,
Put your seatbelt on.
listen. If I'm the only one who I'll play, when you're beforehand, if I'm the only one
Torch, how could you possibly get sore after 6 plays?
after
how-
6 plays.
how
Now,
can
game.
Mike, let me ask you something. You talk an awfully amount for never playing in the Turkey Bowl.
I'm gonna be honest,
/ Christmas game.
I
How do you
get-
feel?
I feel
What
like
are-
an asshole.
What are the numbers looking like?
I-
5'10", 215?
I feel like an asshole. Me? I'm
Yeah.
5'8.5", 205.
You're not 5'8.5", are you?
5'8.5".
205. So you got fullback on here, tight end.
I
What do they
got
got you
I prefer hybrid. Hybrid.
Hybrid what?
Hybrid running back, fullback, tight end, all in one.
Jesus
I got hands of a tight end, running ability of a running back. I mean running ability of a
Now
fullback.
have you ran your combine yet?
No, I haven't run my combine yet. I've been putting that off because it's not about numbers. You know, it's not about numbers. That's the bottom line. Now, Porsche, who are you rolling out? Who's your quarterback? Who's your starting back? Who's your running back?
You know
Who's your
what?
wideout?
I'm all about opportunity. We've had a couple of guys in and out. We've been looking
You're
at.
shaking your leg on me.
I've spoken with Mike Dino a little bit.
Getting
We're-
pumped
you
for
know
this
what?
game.
You know what? There's a guy who doesn't get a lot of respect, and we think we might be rolling out a little bit of Reed Gonsowski. QB1, possibly. Just a
Hoffman.
surprise.
Hoffman, did you hear that? Reed Gonsowski, starting quarterback. If you
Reed
can't
Gonsowski.
outduel Reed Gonsowski, we
There's a
have
possibility.
we
I don't
have
know.
major
I don't
problems.
Like I
know.
said, we're gathering intel, assessing the
Yeah.
situation. We just absolutely robbed Fontanella. He picked up the 6'4",
Big move.
109 pounds, skinny, thin D lineman. Good luck taking me down, Coster. You could ask Porch how that stuffing tasted.
The bottom line is, I'll tell you why I made this trade. I made this trade because
you love Coster.
And you
I
hate
mean,
Dennis.
come on.
I'm a
Easy.
Coster fan. I'm not a fan of Dennis.
You love Coster on the low. You love Coster.
You want to talk about blowing
You got-
people? You and Twan.
Let's get into this one.
The circle jerk I have to hear every time you and Twan get at it in the chat. It's annoying. I know Twan secretly fucking hates me. It's very clear.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's secret.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Twan really just says he hates me. I don't understand why. I thought I got along with that kid.
No,
If you want to take shots at blowing people, you got to stop with Twan. Jesus Christ, give it a rest.
We like to call ourselves Flacco to Steve Smith. I got that unbelievable Flacco.
Listen,
arm.
I like the fact that I don't have to cover Twan this time. The speed's there. I'm happy.
Porch. Let's talk about the matchup to watch for. Porch on Zach.
I haven't covered Zach since he was a shitty little shit stain back
My
in like
prediction
Grand.
is
I
Zach
want to see how
scores
good
2
he is.
touchdowns in the first play of the game.
I'll tell
How's that
you.
even possible?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I traded Dennis House
I'm
away.
talking up Porch.
I traded Dennis away from my team. 1, because he's not a winner.
And
2,
Mamba is?
2, because he will play
Dennis won
about
2
he'll play about 40% of plays. He'll play the entire game at 40%. Effort.
Look at the analytics.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Who are you,
Listen.
Brian Kenny?
Look at
let me
the
tell you something.
analytics.
Let's talk about
Hassett's gonna-
let the guy who drafted Coster talk for a moment.
Speak.
I drafted him because I thought I had the best lineman in the draft. At the end of the day, you look at the chemistry him and Dennis Hassett have. You look at the possible chemistry, zero chemistry with Mamba. At best, Mamba's going to be a lineman. That's at the end of the day.
Huff, yeah.
Mamba's
Coster
lineman.
is
Dennis
a
is
D
very
line-
versatile.
Coster is a D lineman that can't make a tackle at the end of
And
the day.
Dennis Hassett has.
That's what you
Dennis
think
can
now.
go online. Dennis can be a big time receiver.
If you have Mamba rushing at me as your number 1 DN, thank you.
I got Mamba. I'm bringing the house. I got Mamba, Cuzzy,
Cuzzy.
and
Cuzzy. Can you say that again? Cuzzy.
Say the way you say.
Cuzzy.
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 So it's like you got a little bit of throat cancer. That's how you say
It's
it.
like a brick wall running at you.
Oh, Russ is moving.
Russ
Oh
out for
my
the
God.
game.
That's not
doing.
good.
Now, matchup to watch. Go ahead, Porch. Where's your matchup to watch? I'll tell you.
Friendship to what? Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
No, go
Once
for
again.
it. No, go for it. Go for it.
I have a problem when it comes.
No, let's go
I
for
get
it.
excited. I just
Me
need
and
to,
Zach's an
I
interesting
just need to
matchup.
vomit words.
Who do you have
Okay.
the edge in that matchup? Porch on.
Actually, I would like to know who's covering. Is Fisher
My-
in there?
My matchup to watch.
Let's
Honestly,
talk about your. What do you roll? Assuming I play quarterback, what are the defensive matchups looking like?
I'm not getting into that right now.
It's the
Come
way I think.
on, break
'cause
it
you know
down a
what?
little bit.
Show up on game day. You'll see what happens.
Listen,
Now, I will
typical
tell you.
Fontenot
I will tell you one
response.
matchup to watch
I'll tell you matchup.
is
Watch
the
as well.
Dino, Mike, or Twan on me. On me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Fireworks.
Nobody right here.
Very nice.
Nobody here thinks I can still play. Nobody.
Rightfully so.
Nobody in this league can think I
Still
play.
We
play.
haven't seen you in
What do you mean
decades.
Still play. When have you ever been a key contributor to a Gunther football team?
Are you fucking kidding me? I've always been there.
You've been there.
I remember a lot of times when we
With
first
the-
started playing that when I didn't know you, everyone said, "Oh, Fonte's coming. Fonte's coming. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll meet him. Maybe he's cool." Months go by. Fonte still never showed up to play Gunther football.
And this
It's
is back,
crazy.
You know, Fonte's got an interesting transformation. He comes into Guru Nation. He comes into Gunther football as a slot receiver
With
Time-
wheels.
with wheels. Time rolls on. He turns into a tight end. Time rolls on. He moves into an offensive lineman. And then all of a sudden he comes back as a slot receiver again a few years ago. And now coming into this game, he's back as a tight end.
You gotta write a book, man.
The bottom line is,
This man.
you guys all think I suck, and that's why I think
Everyone
you
thinks
guys-
everyone sucks
you-
if you're not
you- you
stopped.
I
guys-
don't think you suck. I know you suck.
you, you guys are gonna play off of me. First of all, I think you are so overrated. The fact that you go first overall or second overall is pathetic.
We got a need for quarterbacks, man.
Pathetic.
And I thought I
You're-
drafted the better
you're-
one second.
You are made of mush. You're made of mush. There's no way you should be a top
What do you
pick.
mean made of
Let me tell you
mush?
something.
Made of
Let me
mush.
tell you
I
something.
take a lot of
Let me
hits.
tell you something. Who got trucked by him in Turkey Bowl? I remember the old Mike Didino. That never would have happened. He's been working out. He's been getting fat. Something's been going on. He's tougher. He's bigger. He's a very good mobile quarterback. We've seen. I've seen it on the other end. You have not. You have not seen him play. You did not see him play in Turkey Bowl.
The Dino has anger issues. I don't know if he still has them, but
Hell yeah.
the vintage the Dino I remember
He got
is
trapped. I think
is literally I'll be from across the field. The Dino will be nowhere near me. The ball's nowhere near me. All of a sudden, the Dino's tackling me.
Well, like I said to Fonty in a text, and he got very defensive.
I wish I could pull that up.
Fontanella, you're gonna get hit, and when you get up, you're gonna get hit again, and then when you get up from that hit, you're gonna get hit again.
Well,
and the reasoning for this is now I'm gonna break down our defensive matchups. We have Porch on Zach Tadino, which is gonna be the key matchup because of Porch.
If I can,
If
I can have a better game,
Zach,
I did a turkey bowl.
Zach, buckle up, Zach.
Even though I only gave up one catch to Twan, I mean, I still played.
So we got Porch on
Twan is not
Zach.
Zach. That's the problem.
We have
Twan's a good receiver, man.
Twan starting off on IL. Whoa, look at this. This
Rolls?
is trying to go nuts.
Baldwin
Picked.
Ah!
Dude, stop fucking hitting me.
You don't like? Hey, can't wait for Xmas ball, man.
You're gonna be saying
You're
that.
saying that now.
Breaking down the matchups.
One of the matchups. Come on, man. The people got to eat dinner.
We're gonna have Aiello on Fontanello to start off the game, just to
Set the
rough
tone.
Oh, I love that. That's a matchup to
We're
watch.
gonna be having you get hit a lot. We're gonna start Dino at safety just for a drive. I would love to put Bove on the ground. We're gonna have Stock on Foley. We're gonna have Hassett on Bove. Who's gonna get open?
At the end of the day, let me tell.
Who's gonna get open?
At the end of the day,
Who's gonna get open?
You compare what happens when we're on offense to they got so many big, slow athletes. You know, like. Listen, I don't know how they're gonna match up with us offensively. It's
and
gonna
I'm
be
looking
interesting.
forward to see how Ben Hoffman responds to a rather difficult.
The so-called cold weather cannon. Hopefully, it's 15
Cold weather
degrees
cannon
below. Hopefully.
is Cold weather cannon's blowing up Twitter.
Shit.
Cold weather Cold weather cannon.
Hashtag cold weather cannon. Ben Hoffman.
Hoff's gonna be fine.
Oh wait, where's Russ going?
Is that his bones?
Oh, it's
sticking
his
out of
thing.
leg?
His like leg brace must have went out.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm gonna run it down to the end of the first. Relax.
Now, I'm gonna say right now, my starting safety, Don Bove. Don Bove wants the opportunity.
Oh no, he's done this once before when Dennis Hassett started Brian Quick 2 weeks in a row.
Don
Happened
Bove.
again.
Don Bove wants the opportunity. And you know what? I'm gonna give it to him.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen the first part of the game. If Don Bove is your safety, the first part of the game, I'm gonna say hike. I'm gonna roll out right. I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen, and I'm going to run right at Don Bove and throw him to the. I'm telling you, set, go, drop back, 3 steps, run, and I'm going straight for Bove. The first play on offense.
And you're gonna fumble. So
We can see. We'll see about that.
we are looking forward to this much anticipated Xmas Bowl. I'm looking forward to getting hit and hitting back. I'm looking forward to getting hit hard and hitting back harder, and it's gonna be a very fun. It's gonna be a very fun matchup. I can't wait. Xmas Bowl coming at you.
Can we get a date? A week from today. That's it. We're gonna start with
Try
that. 1 week from today, we'll start with.
All right, let's wrap this up.
That's it. All right.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
Send it off now. Let's just keep it going. Send it off now.
We'll send it off now. We got great matchups this week. We have a great matchup this week versus me versus Don Bove. Whoever wins that matchup's going to the finals to take on Coach Jim. Deep's nuts. Luck is run out. That team name still has to go.
Where'd that team name come from, man? I gotta ask you.
Team name
Where are the origins of Deep's Nuts?
It's some weird college story with a girl or something weird. Has nothing to do with football in this league. It's irrelevant. It's annoying. Bottom line is, whoever wins the matchup between me and Dom will be facing Coach Jim. It's going to be a great matchup. I wish Dom Bove the best of luck. At the bottom line, at the end of the day, it's all about respect. Correct? Agreed.
You still have some respect for Bove?
I respect Bove
even
about
after
this
everything
much.
you've gone through?
I do not respect Bove. I do not like Don Bove.
We'd like to thank our commish coming on and explaining why I'm no longer the co-commish.
I'll be back next week.
Commish
pending a win or loss.
Commish,
well, next week's
Commish will be back
Christmas
next
Bowl.
week. We appreciate y'all sticking in, watching this podcast week in and week out. We love our fans, and we will see y'all next week.
All 9 of them. Thank you.
17
True.
views going strong.
Ratings are plummeting.